Well, fourth time's the charm, I guess. Hey everybody, Mr. Eric Jenkins coming at you with a brand new video. And today is Monday, which means that it's Mail Monday. Mail Monday is the day I go over all the cool stuff I got this week that is collectible related. That could be mixed media, DVDs, VHS, even CDs, books. I got stuff from, card breaks, what have you. This is the time that I go over all that good stuff. We do have a nice little mixed bag for you guys today. If you saw the thumbnail, you do notice that there are some graded cards coming your way. I'm going to save those for the end so you guys can watch the whole video or just scrub through until you find it. But first things first, we're going to go over the stuff that I did with Timmy. And just little side note, editor's note. Filmed this 3 times. So fourth time's the charm. And unfortunately, I do not have the footage of me opening the package that Timmy sent me. For those who don't know, TimmyBreaks is a YouTube channel and also a person that sells brakes on eBay. Definitely go check him out. I've been working with him since August or September. I've been doing brakes with him. Definitely a cool dude. Definitely check him out. Get him to 150 subs. He's very, very close. And also check out his future brakes as well on eBay. His links will be down in the description down below. But I did a 2021 Topps Series 1 break with him. I bought 2 teams, one of them being the Cubs, the other one being the Giants. So didn't get anything super crazy, but we did pick up a Joey Bart rookie card from 2021. We got a Chadwick Traum Giants rookie card right there. Future Stars Nico Horner, as well as a Stars in Service John Lester insert. Definitely a really cool set. I do love the look of 2021 Topps. If you are interested in what that product looks like, definitely check out the video I did down below. So thank you, Timmy, for the awesome break. See you in the next one, my friend. Let's get down to what we've got next. This is from my brother. He actually, this is just a week of mess-ups for me. He came over last week, Monday actually, after I uploaded the video. Wanted me to open something, and unfortunately, the footage got corrupt, so unfortunately can't review that, but thank you, Mark, for the awesome stuff you picked up for me at Goodwill. And let's get into this post-haste. We have Classic Features 50 Movies Horror Classics set. These you'd see around like Walmart, Target, Kmart, RIP, anyone that sells kind of some inexpensive DVDs. These are usually about like $10 or so, but they have a lot of public domain titles. Carnival of Souls is on here, which is one of my favorites. Night of the Living Dead, top 5 movie for me. You also have some great films like Last Man on Earth, featuring Vincent Price. We've got we've got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the John Barrymore 1920 version. House on Haunted Hill, another Vincent Price classic. Nosferatu, the 1922 version. So there are a lot of really great films in here, but also some really bad ones. The Killer Shrew and the Shrieking Skull are 2 that are on here that I do love. If you're interested in seeing those and wanting a good laugh, check out the Mystery Science Theater 3000 versions of those. They pretty much riff over the whole movie in the movie theater setting, and it's a very, very fun time. My first film professor, shouts out to you, Mr. B, if you're watching, he pretty much gave me the urge to watch really crappy cinema, thanks to Mystery Science Theater, and also my very strange warped sense of humor by not wanting to teach sometimes and throwing on Arrested Development. So, thank you, Mr. B, for shaping me to the person that I am today. Next up, we have something that I never really considered owning. These are the individual Simpsons DVD releases, which usually showcase like 4 or 5 episodes. There's a couple Treehouse of Horror ones. I know there's a Simpsons partying one. This is the Kiss and Tell, the Story of Their Love DVD set. Now, weirdly enough, if you are a Simpsons fan, you know one of the most famous, or one of the more famous episodes from earlier in the Simpsons lifespan is the first throwback episode called The Way They Were, or The Way We Were. I'm not 100% sure. future Eric will fix it down here. Very, very classic episode about how Marge and Homer met, and Artie Ziff, you know, basically groped Marge with his busy hands. Played by John Lovitz, the wonderful John Lovitz. Weirdly enough, you would think that that episode would be on here because it is about it's about love, but no. These are like season 8 and onward episodes. Kind of strange, but it makes sense for a 2005 release because they wanted you to buy these because the DVD sets weren't out yet. So this has 4 episodes. We've got Natural Born Kissers, which is the one where Marge and Homer rejuvenate their sex life by plowing everywhere. And one of the things that they do is they make whoopee in a mini golf course, and Ned hits the ball into the windmill, and everyone's trying to get the ball, but they're in there. And Edna Krabappel says, "It feels like a hefty bag full of meat." And then there's that classic scene where, I don't know if they still make these, but they're like comedic wind things, like the birds that flap their wings in the wind, and there's like people sawing. So there's like people sawing, and Homer goes, "Marge, can we switch? I don't trust these guys." Hilarious, and they take the dude's hot air balloon, and it's really late, and I'm really tired, so Gil's hot air balloon, and they throw his hot plate out the window, and then of course they end up on the football field. We also have Large Marge, which is the one where she gets breast augmentations. Very strange episode. So yeah, there's that episode. Three Gays of the Condo, aka the Weird Al episode. So shouts out to my boy Weird Al for that one. And then The Way We Weren't, which is the cover episode. This is the one where they met during camp. Marge and Homer met during a day camp thing. There was a girls' camp and a boys' camp, and for some reason the boys were doing like busy work, and they were doing the dishes, and Marge goes, "My retainer," and he goes, "Here you go, here's a retainer," and then they meet and blah blah. But very interesting ploy to get you to pay like $20-25 for 4 episodes. Especially during like the next era of purchasing media was like $1.99, $2.99 per episode on like iTunes, and then the full seasons come out for like $40. So really, really cool. Don't have this in my collection. Long story short, TLDR. Last 2 pieces are the 2-disc. I call them like plastic clamshell kind of releases. We have got Boris Karloff's Frankenstein. Don't know which one's in my hand. And we have Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Now, when I was a film student back a couple years ago, I did a paper on the differences between Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and the Universal Monster Frankenstein, as well as the, I believe it was an Edison short, it was about like 6 minutes long, called Frankenstein. And so this was my my visual Bible for that semester, because I had to do like a 15-20 page paper on the differences between the literature and the film aspect, or the play as well. So this was something that I had, and then I sold it to somebody that was a horror buff. Like at the end of the semester, I was like, it was like my last semester, so I'm like, dude, I'm freaking done. I was like throwing all my books and stuff in here. I'm like, I'm done with college for now. So I got rid of the DVD, but this is a really cool set because it does have Bride of Frankenstein, the 1931 Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, as well as Ghost of Frankenstein. I didn't watch a lot of the Disc 2 stuff. And then there's also House of Frankenstein with a bunch of like really good theatrical stuff behind the scenes, and some like director's commentary and other like film historian commentary, which is really cool. So if you ever see these out and about for a couple bucks, I definitely recommend grabbing them. I upgraded to a Blu-ray version, which was the Best Buy Steelbook, if I remember correctly. Got rid of that to get the big Universal Monsters like box set. But these are still good to have because they don't have some of the behind the scenes stuff. So if you're like interested in like learning more about film, definitely check your like regular DVDs and other mediums for like random like tidbits of information out there. Just a little fun fact for you guys. And then we got the Bela Lugosi Dracula box, which only has 2 films on here. We've got Dracula, and then there's a different cut of Dracula with the Philip Glass score, which I do prefer that one over the original. And then we've got the Spanish version, so for all you Spanish speakers out there, La Dracula, as well as Dracula's Daughter, which I have not seen. Oh, and then disc 2 has House of Dracula and Son of Dracula, so there's a couple more films, so I can't count. But these are really cool releases. If you see them out in Goodwill, Savers, all your thrift stores, all that stuff, or even like your used media stores, definitely check them out. Really, really cool pickups, so thank you, Mark, for that. Going on with the horror theme, I picked up a book. Yeah, sometimes I read. So what do I read about? Weird stuff. So this is the Last Podcast on the Left presents The Last Book on the Left. Never really got into these guys when they were on other podcasting platforms. I found out about them a couple months ago. They said if you like horror stuff, if you like serial killer, like learning about serial killers, definitely check them out. And then they have like a Patreon podcast as well as a Spotify podcast. But after like skimming through this book, I really might go and like go to their Patreon and like, you know, shekel up the $5 a month or something like that. But this is a really, really interesting book because it goes over a bunch of different serial killers. And that's something that I've always loved learning about over the years. My senior year in high school, we had a like special segment on serial killers. And the teacher that taught that year was like, this kid's weird. He knows a lot about Ed Gein that like you shouldn't know at the age of 18. But this is a really cool, like, you know, kind of, how should I put it? A bro version of, like, learning about serial killers, which is something that I might be doing. Not serial killers, but something different. So definitely check out my update video, which I've been saying to check out, but it's never out yet. Saw this at Barnes & Noble. I do like true crime stuff, so I had to pick it up. You know, that's going to be cool. Nice little coffee table book, so if my mother and father-in-law ever come over, they'll look at my coffee table and be like, why do you have a book about serial killers, Eric? Be like, because I'm weird. So, without further ado, we are not going to get into the cards because I've got one more thing. And I'm going to put a pause in here so you guys can kind of flame me a little bit. I bought a Barbie doll. Yeah, I bought a Barbie doll. So, let me explain. There is a customer of mine named Gary. Really, really cool dude. Been around the block for a little bit. Really likes, you know, old TV shows, old movies, horror stuff. And he's downsizing. If you watched my last video, you saw that he hooked me up with like a sleepaway camp box set and a bunch of VHS tapes. And he's given me a bunch of stuff over the years since I've worked in the pawn industry. And today, he came in and he said, hey, there's a couple die-cast cards I want to collect. I don't have he doesn't have the internet, so he needs someone to order them for him. So we kind of have this agreement, like, yeah, you know, like, what do you want to get? If I have like enough money in PayPal, or if I have the extra money, I'll buy it and then just pay me later. Or we barter. He brings me a couple things. So he said, I don't have any money on me. I do have something that you might be interested in. He said, I just want these 3 die-cast cards for this item. And he brought me the 2001 Monsters Barbie collection, featuring Barbie as Lily and Ken as Herman. A very, very cool box set. It has been opened, but they haven't been taken off of their backings. The detail on these are phenomenal. And the cool thing is, I asked, like, dude, I gotta give you a couple bucks because it's not an even trade. He goes, dude, I've got 2 of these. I want you to, I want this to go in your collection. So, these actually go for almost like $200 in this condition. And there's a little bit of wear on it from being, jostled around, but very, very stoked to have this in my collection. Now to get on to what you guys have been looking for. So I'm going to pretty much just fly through these real quick and get to the last one. So I sent these cards out to a grading middleman, meaning that I sent them out to get looked over to make sure that they were going to get graded properly and get a discounted price. Unfortunately, when I sent them out, PSA actually upped their prices when they were in transit to him, and he actually canceled his PSA subscription plan because of the insane price hike. And it was like almost not worth it. So a lot of these cards I knew they were BGS graded, but I'm glad they're back in my possession. These I wanted to get cross graded to PSA. First off the line is a first edition holographic pincer, graded a BGS 8.5. Really cool card. I just wanted it to hopefully get to a PSA 9. Same with this as a Mr. Mime holographic first edition, BGS 8.5. Now, when I submitted these originally, I did another bulk sub, but through my work, and we just needed to get to 50 cards. So I threw in a bunch of cards that I knew I wanted to be protected, and that was the main reason, was to be protected and kind of know the value of it, and then go from there. So I kind of knew PSA was the way to go, but they were doing Beckett at the time because they had a lot of modern sports cards. So I said, well, I just want these protected. One of my babies I'm glad is back is a 2000 Team Rocket First Edition Dark Dragonite holographic. Very, very beautiful card. Glad this is back home with me because this card has actually skyrocketed in price. There have been a couple confirmed sales of upwards of like $700 to close to $1,000. So very excited that's back in my collection because that card originally was around like $200 at a BGS 9. This is a true gem, 9.5 first edition Dark Gyarados holographic, meaning that all subgrades are 9.5s, and being a 9.5, it does get the gold label. So that's another really nice one to have. This one was a contender for being a PSA 10. A PSA 10 of this card typically goes for around close to $1,000. So I'm gonna try and resubmit probably myself to PSA and just kind of forget about them because the PSA turnaround time has been crazy. Here's another 9.5. This is one of the Little Brother cards. This is a Dark Charizard non-holographic first edition. Beautiful card. Like I said, I just wanted these to be protected and encapsulated. We have all 9.5s except 9 for edges, so this was almost a true gem mint. Very, very nice card. A PSA 10 of this card, which is another contender, goes for upwards of around $2,500 currently. So that would have been a nice card to, like I said, have at a PSA 10. And then this card, I'm glad it's just back in my hands because this is my baby. This is a Dark Charizard First Edition holographic Dark Charizard at a BGS 9. This one, if it graded out to be a PSA 10, which is very unlikely, could go anywhere from $7,500 to $10,000. I basically just wanted them all in PSA slabs. A PSA 9 does more than a BGS 9, especially for Wizards of the Coast cards. So it would have been nice to have it at a PSA, but they're back in my possession, so that's a good thing. And I'm going to put them in my showcase, and hopefully I will do a video on that showcase in the near future. But the card y'all have been waiting for, the thumbnail, the card that I just got back, is a 2010 Bowman Platinum Mike Trout Refractor autograph card. As you can see, the autograph is kind of scuffed. I basically got this from a trade. I traded a gold chain to my buddy Uncle Mike for this card, and I said I want it, encapsulated and I want it graded. If it doesn't come back authentic, then I want my chain back. We have a good work. I see him every day, so it's it is what it is. Unfortunately, the card's condition isn't the best. It did grade out to an 8.5 near mint plus with an 8 autograph, but it still is a beautiful card nonetheless. Gold. I bought that chain for not a whole lot of money when gold was low, and gold shot up. So I said that's a great deal, and I didn't have a Mike Trout autograph card. So now this is the most expensive card that I have for baseball in my collection, and it is a beauty. Mike Trout being the modern GOAT for baseball. Very excited to have this in my collection. And that's going to do it for this episode of Mail Monday. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. We're very, very close to 100 subs. And also subscribe to TimmyBreaks. I'll leave his link down in the description for his eBay channel as well as his YouTube channel. Let's try and get him to 150. He's very, very close. He's a really good friend of mine. So definitely check him out if you're interested in card breaks. And one question to leave you guys off on. Let me know if there's a card in your collection that you would want to get graded. What card is that? Is it a Pokemon card? Is it a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Sports card? What is it? Let me know down below. Let's start a conversation. As you can see, my gem, or my best baseball card, is now officially graded. My highest or my most expensive Charizard card is graded, as well as I do have a pop culture card that is also graded as well. Maybe I will do a video on that soon. But let me know down below what a card in your collection that you would like to be graded is, and what is that card, and what do you think it would grade out to be. Like the video if you enjoyed it, leave that comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.